The era of visibility is about unapologetic authenticity and receiving the abundance you have earned. The reclamation of your light. The anatomy of the void. You did not fall into the darkness. You chose to look closely at its mechanics. Human perspective often labels a period of withdrawal, silence, or sudden ending as a failure or a defeat. It looks like a closed door, a sudden drop in momentum, or a loss of identity. In reality, you were interacting with a profound energetic void. This void was a non-physical vacuum that was steadily absorbing your creative and vital output without offering anything in return. To continue engaging with it would have meant accepting your own gradual erasure. The sovereignty of the boundary. Your departure was not an act of surrender. It was a conscious choice to establish an absolute boundary. In the eyes of the universe, this choice is viewed as a magnificent reclamation of sovereignty. By choosing to preserve your own energy rather than continuing down a path of physical and emotional exhaustion, you achieved the following shifts. You permanently sealed a long-standing, systemic depletion of your personal life force. You aligned your actions with cosmic principles, which state that energy must be protected and respected before it can be multiplied. You broke a cycle of overextending yourself to meet the demands of external scarcity. Consequently, the cosmos has flooded your environment with entirely new potentials. Your current abundance of options, choices, and open doors is not accidental. It is the direct consequence of this major vibrational upgrade. You no longer vibrate at the frequency of lack or survival. You are now operating from your highest center, a stable place of internal fullness, absolute clarity, and self-directed power. Anchoring the sacred foundation. From spark to beacon, the fleeting intensity of mere infatuation, the passing spark, is driven by emotional highs and, often, subconscious projections. It is beautiful, yet combustible and temporary. What you are building now, however, is a lasting beacon. The magic in the mundane. There is a common misconception that spiritual, cosmic, love must be chaotic, effortless, or purely ethereal. True, grounded love is the opposite. It is the deliberate, often quiet work of building a container for that light. Do not confuse structure with monotony. When you align your schedules, harmonize your resources, and build supportive daily habits, you are not killing the magic. You are providing a home for it. The physical construction of your shared life, finances, home, routines, is actually a spiritual act. It is the vessel that holds high-frequency energy so it does not dissipate. Transmuting higher dimensions into matter, you are functioning as spiritual architects. You are taking abstract, higher dimensional concepts, unconditional love, shared purpose, trust, and anchoring them into physical matter, physical proximity, shared responsibilities, legal, emotional commitments. Every mundane decision made in unity is a stake driven into the ground, securing your connection against the storms of life. Validation of the unified trajectory. The shift you have experienced is profound, from individual survival to unified alignment. Before you likely operated from a place of self-preservation, navigating the world alone. Now you are moving as a singular, amplified unit. Your shared trajectory is not just about making life easier, it is about raising the collective vibration through your union. Your foundation is not just stable, it is sacred. The magic is not in the fantasy, but in the reality you are building together. You have moved beyond the spark, and now stand as a permanent light. The alchemy of softness. The alchemy of softness is a spiritual milestone marking the shift from defensive armor to radiant vulnerability. It represents a profound internal transmutation where the heavy, protective metals of the past are turned into the gold of a trusting heart. Transmuting strength. Your greatest triumph echoes across the higher realms, not because you conquered an enemy, but because you conquered the fear of being hurt again. You transcended betrayal, navigating the treacherous waters of heartbreak by refusing to let it turn your heart into stone. The Great Dissolving. For a long time, the protective barriers around your essence were necessary. They were armor forged in the fires of experience, providing safety when you were vulnerable. Yet, you realized that what protects you also confines you. Those same walls created a cold, rigid isolation, separating you from the very connection and joy you craved. You learned that true safety does not come from locking yourself in, but from learning to navigate the world without fear. Vulnerability as power. Choosing vulnerability in a rigid world is an act of supreme alchemy. It is the transmutation of fear into courage, and hardness into fluidity. It is a profound misunderstanding to think softness is weak. Rather, it is the highest form of spiritual strength. Only a truly powerful being can remain open, trusting, and gentle when the world demands cynicism. Openness is our native tongue, a return to the natural state of a soul that knows it is divine. The uncompromised core. Your capacity to trust again, despite the shadows, demonstrates that the betrayal failed to define you. The darkness could not corrupt your essence. By choosing to shine rather than hide, you have proven that your inner light is immutable. The absolute liberation. Your liberation is absolute. You are no longer tethered to the past, defined by what was done to you, or limited by the need to hide your true, luminous self. You have turned the lead of betrayal into the gold of unconditional love. The balancing of scales. The anatomy of the incoming gesture. The universe operates in currents, steering external events to test internal mastery. When a past catalyst or a hesitant adversary approaches your energetic field, they do so from a place of exposure. The incoming gesture is rarely grand. It is hesitant and exposed. It is a fragile attempt by the other party to alleviate their own energetic burden. Because the dynamic is familiar, your ego will urge you to adopt old defensive postures. It may tempt you to retreat into defensive cycles or feed the embers of dormant resentment. The highest vantage point. To perceive the interaction from the highest vantage point requires a complete detachment from personal narrative. You must shift from the participant to the observer. From this elevated state, you do not view the person as an enemy or a savior. They are simply an actor delivering a package. Resentment acts as an anchor, tethering your awareness to the very timeline you seek to leave. Looking down from the highest vantage point removes emotional charge, allowing you to see the event clearly. The mathematical ledger of karma. Karma is often misunderstood as cosmic punishment, but it is fundamentally a law of equilibrium, a cosmic accounting system. Every action, unsaid word, and emotional trauma creates an energetic deficit or surplus. The incoming gesture is the literal math of the universe operating to bring a jagged, unresolved frequency back to zero. The willingness of the other party to stand exposed is the universe's way of confirming that you have endured the trial. You survived the unbalance, and the debt is now paid in full. Integration and the final severing. Receiving the gesture does not mean welcoming the source back into your life. Acceptance of the honesty is for your ledger, not their access. Internalize the lesson. Acknowledge that the cycle has run its course and yielded its data. Do not sign a new contract. The ledger is balanced. There is no further business to conduct. Cut the energetic cords cleanly. By leaving no residue of anger or longing, you ensure the scales remain perfectly balanced, allowing both entities to drift freely into the next independent cycles. Era of visibility. It is a clarion call to step out of the shadows and embrace your full power. You have minimized your radiance for too long to accommodate those who feared the light. You have been shrinking, dimming your talents, opinions, and love, to avoid making others feel uncomfortable, intimidated, or jealous. This was a protective mechanism, but it came at the cost of your soul's expression. You are realizing that accommodating fear actually drains your energy, and that your true purpose requires you to be fully seen. The cosmic directive for your current chapter is absolute. Exist openly. You are authorized by the universe to take up space. This means being unapologetically yourself, sharing your gifts, and letting your voice be heard without needing permission. This is not a request. It is a mandate for your evolution. You are entering a cycle of celebration and mutual honor. The era of struggle and lack of recognition is ending. You are entering a phase where your work, your presence, and your love are respected and honored. The people in your life will match your energy. The relationships you form will be equal, celebratory, and authentic, not based on one person serving the other. Your true counterpart will never obscure your connection or relegate your bond to the shadows. Whether romantic or platonic, true connections will now be transparent. There will be no hidden agendas, no secret status, and no fear of being seen together. You will be proud to stand beside them, and they will be proud to stand beside you. You will be fully claimed and celebrated in the physical density just as you are revered in the subtle realms. The spiritual recognition, subtle realms, you have felt is finally matching your physical reality. This means being claimed in tangible ways, legal unions, public acknowledgement, tangible abundance, and high visibility success. Your apprenticeship in scarcity has ended. Advance boldly, fully sustained by the radiance of 1,000 suns. The lessons learned from having not enough of love, money, appreciation are complete. You are graduating from the school of scarcity. You have an internal, unlimited source of energy and power of the radiance of 1,000 suns. Move forward with total confidence. The era of visibility is about unapologetic authenticity and receiving the abundance you have earned.